Clark set all these records on the basketball court. Obviously, the scoring record in college, the assist record in the WNBA. So many rookie records that you can't even list them off. But she now
a pristine, one-of-a-kind 2024 Panini Prism gold vinyl rookie card, autographed by Caitlin Clark herself, graded a perfect PSA 10. For those who don't speak trading card lingo, that means it's flawless, rare, and essentially the holy grail of sports memorabilia. This card isn't just any collectible, it's a singular masterpiece, a one-of-one, meaning there's no other like it in the entire world. And someone, somewhere, decided it was worth $366,000. Let that sink in for a moment. That's not just a purchase. It's a statement, a bet on Caitlin Clark's legacy, and a testament to her meteoric rise. This sale didn't just nudge past the previous record for a women's sports trading card, it obliterated it.
Has the record for a sports card trading card, for a woman's sports trading card, because she had it go.
The prior benchmark was set by tennis legend Serena Williams, whose card featuring a piece of her match-worn attire sold for $266,400. That was a big deal at the time, a sign that women's sports memorabilia was finally getting the respect it deserved. But Caitlin Clark's card? It blew Serena's record out of the water by a cool $100,000. And here's the kicker. Clark's card doesn't even have a swatch of her jersey or a drop of her sweat. It's just her signature scrawled in bold blue Sharpie, paired with her undeniable aura of greatness. Collectors didn't just want a piece of her game, they wanted a piece of her, and they were willing to pay a fortune for it. Now, let's put this in perspective. Imagine walking into a card shop with $366,000 in your pocket. You could buy a stack of rare Pokemon cards, a vintage Mickey Mantle rookie, or even a handful of LeBron James autographs. But someone chose Caitlin Clark. Why? Because she's not just a player, she's a phenomenon. She's rewriting what it means to be a collectible superstar, and she's doing it faster than you can say three-pointer. Caitlin Clark.
Top 30 WNBA cards, at least. So, and the boxes.
The queen of cardboard. If you followed Caitlin Clark's journey, you know she's been breaking records since her college days at Iowa. She smashed the NCAA scoring record, piling up points like a kid collecting candy on Halloween. Then she hit the WNBA and kept the streak going, setting rookie assist records and racking up stats that left analysts speechless. But this is next level. Caitlin Clark isn't just dominating box scores, she's dominating auction houses, hobby shops, and the entire sports collectibles ecosystem. Here's what makes this sale so wild. Caitlin Clark hasn't even finished her second WNBA season yet. Most athletes spend decades building a legacy that translates into collector value. Michael Jordan didn't become a card market legend overnight. It took years of championships and iconic moments. But Clark? She's sprinting past milestones like she's running a fast break. In her first professional year, she's turned a piece of cardboard into a financial asset that's worth more than some people's retirement funds. That's not just talent, that's alchemy. And it's not just one card. Caitlin Clark now owns the record for the top 30 highest-selling WNBA cards of all time. Not the top 5, not the top 10, all 30. Let that marinate. Every single one of the most valuable WNBA cards in history has her name on it. That's not a fluke, that's a takeover.
For WNBA cards, like the one over my shoulder, are selling at the same level or at a higher price than NBA cards. Because that Caitlin...
While other players are still trying to get their cards noticed, Clark's collectibles are selling out faster than concert tickets for a Taylor Swift tour. Hobby shops can't keep her cards in stock, and online auctions are lighting up with bids that climb into the stratosphere. This is the Caitlin Clark era, folks, and we're just getting started. The Angel Reese contrast, a tale of two rookies. Now let's talk about the other side of this story, because no blockbuster narrative is complete without a foil. Enter Angel Reese, another WNBA rookie who's been making headlines, but for very different reasons. While Caitlin Clark's cards are soaring to new heights, Reese's collectibles are, well, struggling to find their footing. Picture this: unopened boxes of Angel Reese Signature Series cards sitting on shelves, gathering dust like forgotten relics in a clearance bin. Resellers are slashing prices, hoping to spark some interest, but the demand just isn't there. Even an autographed box of Reese's Puffs cereal, yes, you read that correctly, sold for a measly $9.99. That's not a typo, that's a reality check. The contrast between Clark and Reese couldn't be starker. While Clark's cards are being treated like rare gems, Reese's are more like the DVDs you'd find in a Walmart discount rack. Nobody's rushing to grab them. And it's not just about cards.
Passes the record for a woman's sports card period that was previously held by a Serena Williams card, and this was sold for about $100,000 more than the Serena.
Reese has been vocal about her brand, calling herself the face of the league and stirring up drama with post-game comments and social media shade. But while she's busy crafting headlines, Clark is quietly building an empire. Reese might dominate Twitter engagement, but Clark dominates the tangible metrics: sales, auctions, and collector enthusiasm. It's like comparing a viral TikTok to a blockbuster movie. One gets clicks, but the other...
That when it comes to everybody else, they are a distant second. Who that is for sure in women's sports, I don't know. But at this point, it's pretty clear Caitlin Clark is driving the bus.
Walk into a card shop today, and you'll see Caitlin Clark's face front and center. Those dusty shelves, they're now showcases for her cards, and they're emptying out faster than a popcorn stand at a blockbuster premiere. Online forums are buzzing with discussions about her latest sales, and auction houses are promoting her cards like they're fine art. This isn't just a trend, it's a transformation. Clark isn't just entering the collectibles market, she's rewriting its rules, proving that women's sports can be a financial powerhouse. The numbers don't lie, a meteoric rise. Let's crunch some numbers to really hammer this home. The Caitlin Clark card that sold for $366,000, it wasn't always valued that high. Just 4 months ago, the previous owner bought it for $236,000. Do the math, that's a $130,000 increase in 4 months. That's not appreciation, that's a rocket ship blasting off. Most investments, stocks, real estate, even crypto, would kill for that kind of return. Forget compound interest. Clark's cards are generating real-time equity that's turning heads from Wall Street to Main Street, and it's not just that one card. Across the board, Clark's collectibles are appreciating at a blistering pace. Her autographed rookies are climbing faster than a viral video on YouTube, and even her base cards, those non-signed, non-rare versions, are fetching premiums that rival top NBA stars. Industry insiders are already predicting that a one-of-a-kind Panini gem could hit $500,000 if Clark keeps performing at her current level. $500,000 for a card.
Caitlin Clark, one of her trading cards, one of her sports cards, breaks a record, and we've got a new one, and it is freaking ridiculous.
And she's only 1 year into her pro career. Imagine what happens if she wins a championship or an MVP award. The sky's not the limit, it's just the starting line. Compare that to Angel Reese's trajectory, and the gap is glaring. While Clark's cards are soaring, Reese's are stagnating. Resellers are cutting prices on her autographs, and even her limited edition cards are struggling to find buyers. It's not that Reese isn't talented, she's a force on the court, no question. But the collectibles market isn't about potential, it's about demand. And right now, the demand for Caitlin Clark is off the charts, while Reese is still waiting for her moment. The Caitlin Clark effect, beyond the cardboard. This phenomenon isn't just about trading cards, it's about the broader impact Caitlin Clark is having on women's sports. Let's talk about the WNBA's recent media rights deal, a massive $5 billion contract that's 11 times bigger than their previous one. That kind of leap doesn't happen by accident. It takes a superstar, someone who can move the needle on ratings, attendance, and merchandise sales. Guess who that superstar is? Spoiler alert, it's not Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are scheduled for 41 nationally televised games this season. That's not a coincidence. It's a calculated move by networks who know that Clark equals viewers. When she's on the court, ratings spike like a stock market rally. When Reese plays, viewership tends to hold steady, maybe even dip. The numbers don't lie, and neither do the executives making these decisions. They're betting on the Clark effect, and so far it's paying off in spades. Merchandise is another area where Clark is leaving her mark. Her jerseys are selling out across retailers, not just in women's sports stores, but in men's sections too. She's reaching demographics nobody expected. Casual fans, dads buying gear for their daughters, even investors who see her as the next big thing. Card shops that once ignored WNBA products are now stocking Clark's cards like they're the hottest commodity since sliced bread. Online collector groups have sprung up, dedicated to tracking her market trends, and auction houses are treating her cards like Picasso paintings. This isn't a blip, it's a tidal wave. The investor angle, from hobbyists to hedge funds. Here's where things get really interesting. The Caitlin Clark craze isn't just driven by traditional collectors, the folks who've been trading cards since they were kids. It's attracting a new breed of investor, Wall Street pros, venture capitalists, and savvy entrepreneurs who see her cards as blue-chip assets. These aren't guys completing their Panini sets. They're treating Clark's cards like tech stocks or real estate flips. Some are even creating funds dedicated entirely to her collectibles, betting that her value will keep climbing. Think about it. A $366,000 card isn't just a collectible, it's an investment vehicle. These cards are being bought, graded, resold, and even insured like priceless artifacts. It's not uncommon to hear about collectors hiring security to transport high-value Clark cards to auctions. That's how serious this is getting. Industry experts are calling it a collector coup, where hobbyists are turning into investors and card shops are morphing into investment hubs. A year ago, nobody would have blinked at women's sports memorabilia. Now, it's a gold rush.